Very lovely to be here. I hope that you can hear me okay. It's such a pleasure to be in the midst of so many parents who are passionate about ensuring that our children are safe, not just sexually, but online. And that is extremely important in this age and time. There's so many things happening, so many tools we need as parents, and you are in the right room. You are doing the right thing by being here today. And that's what is most important. Sometimes it feels like we cannot catch up with the technology, we cannot catch up with AI, we cannot catch up with so much that is happening. But this is exactly how to keep up. Ensure that you are updated with the right information, you are aware of what is happening, not that children are mentioning certain terms and you are wondering what is that. I heard Dr. Akuna talk about Roblox and all of these things. You have to know what that is in this age and time. You have to stay ahead. You have to be wiser than the children of this age. And that is our work as parents. So I want to start by commending you. Well done for coming today. Well done for the steps that you are going to take after this. Well done for your commitment to learning, understanding, equipping yourself. It is extremely important. And I want to congratulate Rise to Parents team and Save Voices for such an excellent conference. My beautiful sister, Lady Fu. I have 35 minutes and I want to take you on a journey to understanding how to build emotionally safe homes. I believe that you can see my slides okay. Just give me a thumbs up or a nod if you can. Wonderful. We want to build emotionally safe families. And I'm grateful for the last speaker. He has introduced a lot of things that I was going to say to you. But I'll start with this. 2 stories. I love telling stories. You may forget everything I say, but you won't forget the story. Number 1, a wealthy family in the United Kingdom lost their child to suicide, their only son. He was 16 years old. After he died, the police investigated. And of course, they asked for access to the boy's room. They checked the room. They didn't find anything suspicious or anything that felt like it could have led to the suicide. Of course, the police has access to your phone. By the way, I hope you know that in the diaspora, the police has access to your phone. They can see your IP address. They can see what you are watching, what you are reading, what you are browsing. They can see all these things. I was in a session with a police officer recently and he said, we can actually trace it. We can trace it, okay? So be mindful. You have to be safe online. It is no longer enough to say, as a parent, we just have Wi-Fi at home. I don't know what my children are watching. You are liable. You are liable. If your child gets involved in unscrupulous activities online, you will be liable. So we have to be wise. We have to be aware and we have to be on top of things. So this boy died, unfortunately. The family is mourning and the police came and pulled out his records and said, did you notice that he has been chatting with someone who has been blackmailing him? The person is not in the United Kingdom. He's on another continent. Of course, we cannot trace that one, but we know the country where it originated from. And this is the conversation, and they released the chat. This boy had taken pictures of his private part progressively and sent to this person at the other end of the internet. I said progressively because it didn't start in one day. It was just, oh, let me see your chest area, no shirt. Then let me see your legs. Keep your pants on. Then afterwards, it was give me a peek. Let me see a little bit. So it was a little bit until it became full exposure. And now the person has pictures of his private parts. So the person sends him a message to say, I will release this to everybody in your school if you do not give me 500 pounds. I think Dr. Akuna mentioned that was the story that he was mentioning about. And when I listened to it, I said, that's what I was going to share. 500 pounds. The boy said, 500 pounds? I don't have that. The blackmailer said, I don't care. I will expose you. Your social life is over. Your reputation, everything will be over. You'll be a laughingstock in school. And he found the $500 and sent it to him through PayPal. 500 pounds and sent it to him through PayPal. Of course, the person came back for more. And then he started to steal from his parents to be able to meet up. Then he started to sell some of his personal devices and personal items. A pair of Nike shoes today, this and that, just to raise money. He told his parents he was raising money for charity. The parents didn't bother to find out, but they were commending their son's fundraising efforts for a charitable cause. They did not know that he was paying his blackmailer. Eventually, it got to the point that the blackmailer asked for £3,000. And then the boy cried out to say, I don't have that. I can't steal that much from my parents without them knowing. I've sold so many things, whatever I can sell on eBay and all that. I don't have anything again. And the person said, I will release your pictures tomorrow morning. And the boy said, if you release my pictures, I'll just kill myself. And the person at the other end of the phone said, then go ahead and do it. What are you waiting for? And the boy did. And he died. All this was revealed to the parents by the police. They did not know. And then the father came out and made a statement to say, armed people came into my home unannounced, undetected, and took my son's life. All my money could not save him. All my security could not save him. They traveled through the World Wide Web. If I asked you by show of hands to tell me if we have internet at home or access to Wi-Fi, I'm sure almost every hand will go up today. The World Wide Web is not a friendly place. Even for adults, they still experience bullying, they are still cyberbullied, they are still attacked, they are still body shamed online, daily, even celebrities. Some celebrities have taken their own lives because of social media trolls, or because of information that was leaked to the internet. How do you think a child is able to manage all those things without safety, without protection? With all the tools that you have received today and that you will even receive from this course after, because you're going to register, you are parents who are deliberate, who are wise, and who do not play with the future of their children. You need to make sure that you are well kitted as a person that is going to war in an age where digital tools are now more harmful even than physical tools in some places. Sextortion, cyberbullying, even radicalization is happening online. Children are being converted into movements. They are being persuaded to be a part of movements that are global terrorist actions, right from the internet. Some of them travel to different parts of the world for education, for holidays and all of those things, to meet with the people that they have been chatting with at the other end of the device. We can no longer say we are not aware. We can no longer say that we didn't know of Fumi Alagbe. We can't say we didn't know of Rise to Parent. We can't say we didn't hear about Safe Voices. We can't say we could not afford it, because we can. Safety is cheaper than danger, always. That's my first quote for you today. Safety is always cheaper than danger. The cost of repair is always greater than the sacrifice of learning. Always greater than the sacrifice of learning. Some things are irreparable. Some things cannot be reconciled. That family that lost their child, he's not coming back, no matter what, no matter the firewalls they put in place. The cost of danger far outweighs the sacrifice of safety. The second story I have for you is about a family that I know. The mother called me one day and said, Mrs. Notch, I would like to join your parenting class. I said, we don't have a cohort open at this time. Oh, I just discovered my son has been watching pornography for 3 years with the computer in our dining area. And I said, okay, book a session with me. She said, I need to talk to you tonight. I said, not tonight. I don't have time tonight, ma. Dear parents, safety is not something you focus on as an emergency. You prepare in advance. The best time to manufacture your weapons is not on the battlefield. Right now, or at that time, she was now on the battlefield and she needed weapons. And I said, I'm not available to deliver weapons right now. You will have to schedule your time of delivery. This is your time to gather your weapons. This is your time to gather your tools in learning, in coaching, in community. You are going to sit with that course and you will watch it and you will take notes and design an action plan for your family. You're going to purchase these resources because you would rather purchase safety than danger. This is the time to manufacture your weapons. It's not when wahala starts or katakata bursts, as they say in African language. Even the Bible says it, that we will not be stricken with sudden panic. Don't be stricken with sudden panic. Please prepare. Prepare, dear parents. I beg you, prepare. So she finds out her son has been watching pornography. And I empathize with her, I sympathize with her, but I tell her that it's not something we can solve tonight. And she needs to calm down, breathe, and give the boy a break, because she has been talking his ear off. He has even shut down. He's not even talking anymore. And she's now angry. She has slapped him, and she wants to tear him apart. I said, you are not a tiger, ma. Leave him alone. It has happened. There's nothing you're going to fix tonight. Can you allow him to go to bed? Look at the time you are calling me. Please, everybody should go and sleep. I will reach out to you tomorrow at 12 noon. When we investigated, we found out that there are a group of boys in their school. They also live in the same neighborhood, and they have been circulating links of gay sex to one another. They have a site, and they watch it, and they tell each other that this is the basic level. This is what we started with. That's what one of the boys told me. He said, this is what we started with before we graduated to other levels. And I saw the trail of the browser history. He didn't even clear his browser history. Some other kids were smart to clear their browser history. So we started to investigate. I hope that you understand that this story I'm telling you is African parents living abroad. They are not white too. Many of them, their parents are title holders in church, well known in the community. I actually know them. I couldn't even tell the parents what I had discovered, because it was massive. A group of boys. So I started talking to them. I started talking with my own son first, asking questions. Tell me more about this. Tell me more about that. Then the truth. So I pieced this story together. It wasn't like it was delivered at once. So this person that reported to me, her son was one of those that was recruited to watch that. And they have, what's that platform that Dr. Akuna mentioned? I forget the name now. It's a chat. I'll remember later. They chat there online.
Discord.
Discord. Thank you. So they all chat on Discord, and they share the links on Discord. Unprintable videos of gay sex. That's where they start from. And now these boys, when they go to the bathroom in school, they stay too long there. And my son will be telling me they will not come out. So others want to go in, they will not come out. Just think about it. What do you think is happening there? All manner of things. So they have to practice what they are learning. Do you see? They have to practice what they are learning. So we're still working on resolving it. Not all the parents know, but we are taking it in stages. The cost of repair is greater than the sacrifice of safety. Most children that experience harm don't speak up. It's not because they don't know it's bad. So they know it's wrong, but they don't feel safe. They know who their parents are. They know what their parents are likely to do in response. And so they keep quiet. And the thing continues to aggravate, develop, worsen, expand, and spread, because the children do not feel safe. We were taught to be silent. A lot of times, children have no filter. They are talkative. They express things. Look at your 1-year-old, your 2-year-old. They will tell you everything. When you travel, they'll go to their school and tell their teacher everything. That's how the teachers know what's happening at home. My daddy has gone to Blue Mountain. My mommy went to Ottawa. My grandmother is here from Cameroon. They will tell everything. But somewhere along the line, somebody taught them to keep quiet. Somebody taught them not to question adults. Somebody told them, you'll be ashamed. The boy that committed suicide in England, it was shame. Shame. What will happen to me if people in school see that this is my penis? And the ridiculous thing about his own case was that none of the pictures showed his face with his private parts. So if the picture had even leaked itself, there's no way to identify that it's yours. But as a child, his brain is not fully developed, so he cannot think of all those things that you are thinking about, to say you can actually call this person's bluff. You can actually go and open up to your parents to say, I'm in trouble, I've goofed, and I've gone far. Please help me. We have to build the kind of family where no matter how far they have gone into trouble, they can come back, and they know that they will not die. And when your children cannot question adults, it's a problem. So when your children ask you as a parent why, don't say because I said so. You are teaching them not to question adults. They need to question you, and you need to have good answers for them. That is how you teach them critical thinking, and they can actually troubleshoot when there's trouble. Information doesn't protect a child. All the information that you get here today is for your learning, but it wouldn't protect them. It is the relationship you have for them that makes it safe for them to speak up. Every time your children are thinking, Will they believe me? Will I get into trouble? I'm sure they will be angry. My parents will shout. They will shout. My mom will say, hey, you have disgraced me. They're going to put their hand on their head. Their reputation, their status. Maybe my parents are even pastors. I can't say this, so I'd rather die. That boy in England preferred to die than to speak up, and his parents were there in the house. They were there in the house. So now they have to deal with a double jeopardy, the loss of their child and the realization that this could have been avoided if only he had opened up. Your children are thinking it. My children are thinking it too. Will mommy believe me? Will daddy believe me? Sometimes it is not by the people that they don't know. 8 out of 10 children are abused by people they know. That is why this question of belief comes up, because the children are like, they will not believe me that this person could have done this or introduced me to this. So they stay silent. They're afraid, and your brain is trained to protect you. That's the work of your brain, to protect you. So the moment fear comes in, your brain kicks into protection mode. The child is thinking, I'm afraid, I may not be believed, I may become ashamed, so how can I protect myself? When they start to feel like they are not safe, it's a communication problem, because there's no way to let out what is happening. Almost all the children that I interview that have issues with pornography, I ask them, did you know that this is right or wrong? They said, I knew it was wrong, but I still did it anyway. So morality is not the issue. These children are aware. Religion aside, they know that this is ugly. This is one of the children that I was speaking to when we were investigating that. I clicked on the pornography link and he said, I don't want to watch that again. I said, why? Well, you have been watching it before. Now look at your browser history, like 19 times that you watched it. He said, So that irk factor was still there. That yuck factor was still there. That ew, factor was still there. And I told the parents, I said, please protect that. The fact that your child is disgusted by this, there's hope. Don't kill him. A child speaks up in a home that feels safe. That is a fact. If they feel safe, they will speak up. They will. I didn't say a child speaks up in a home that is safe. Because your home could be safe. You lock your doors, you have gates, you have keys, right? Some of you have home security, you have video camera, all of those things, CCTV, everything is there. So your home is safe, no doubt about it. You're not getting robbed. But does it feel safe? Do I feel situated? Do I feel emotionally secure? That is emotional security we're talking about, not physical security or security according to police and crime. So I developed a simple model for you so that your children can speak up. The first one is safety. S is for safety. P is for presence. E is empathy. And K is for you to keep the communication open. So remember the word speak, and let's turn that into something we can easily work with. Safety, presence, empathy, authenticity, and keeping communication lines open. You need this if you want to create an emotionally safe family. Your child has to feel emotionally safe. How do they feel emotionally safe? It's by how you react. If your first reaction is blood of Jesus, Jesus Christ, you have disgraced me. Behold me. If your first reaction is your status, you need to check yourself as a parent. If your first reaction is shame, you need to check yourself as a parent. If your first reaction is, will you keep quiet? There's a problem. If your first reaction is how can Mrs. Notch do that to you? There's a problem. Nobody should be objectified in your eyes to the extent that you elevate them above the testimony of your child. I know that children can lie and they can make up stories, they can cook up stories, but you have to believe them first. When children are abused, when children are exploited online, a lot of times they tried to hint somebody. There was a cry for help, but they were not believed. Your reaction matters. If your reaction is sudden and explosive, that child will shut down. You have to reassure them before you correct them and say, oh, you mean that's what's happening? If you have to sit down to steady yourself, please take a seat and calm down. Don't go by your first reaction. It's probably wrong. Your first reaction will be wrong. Go and breathe. One day my older son did something that really upset us as parents. And we had talked about it as parents. And we said, what do we do? Should we call him and talk to him now? And my husband said, I don't know. So I could see he was still processing it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take a bath. And I went and took a shower. After taking a shower, I came downstairs. We were all watching TV together. I ate a snack as we were watching TV. We didn't bring up the matter. We didn't see anything. This was around 11 or so in the morning. We continued with the day. When we finished, it was time to have our evening devotion at 8 o'clock. We finished praying. When we finished praying, I asked my son, I said, do you have a minute? I want to have a chat with you. He said, sure. And then I started to talk about the matter. We got more out of him than if we had reacted at 11 in the morning. We were both calm and regulated. We had time to process and think through, and we actually came up with a strategy. We got everything out of him. And then we said, okay, good night, you can go to bed. The following morning, he came to meet me. First of all, Dobaled, Mommy, good morning. I said, good morning. By the time he rose up, there were tears in his eyes. I'm so sorry about what I did yesterday. I shouldn't have done that, and I feel so disappointed. I feel so ashamed. I said, don't be ashamed. You are my son. Shame is not an option. Nothing you do will ever make me ashamed. Did you make stupid choices? Yes. Were you wrong? Yes. But take shame off the table. Am I disappointed? Not really. I was disappointed yesterday, but today I'm not. He said, how come? I said, because you've just come to me. And for me, that's enough. And I hugged him. And I said, have you greeted your father? He said, yes, I greeted him, but he didn't answer me. I said, go and greet him again. And then I went on with my own whatever. The fact that you're even remorseful. Glory to God. We've won. The battle is won. I don't need to preach again. I don't need to talk again. I only talked about shame because he said, I'm so ashamed. I said, take shame out of it. No shame here. No shame here. Remorse, yes. Foolishness, no problem, but no shame. Don't ever be ashamed of doing wrong. Don't be ashamed. Fail with your full chest. I'm okay with that because it won't happen again. You will learn. Tell them, thank you for telling me. I appreciate you coming to me with this information. Give me some time to think about it. Can we talk about this tomorrow? Nobody will die. It's not an emergency. You're not 911. It's not unless it's an emergency and they say somebody's about to die, is about to drink poison or whatever. Then you can start jumping and moving with speed. But anything other than that, please sleep over it. In fact, I have the habit of sleeping over things before I discuss it with my children. I will sleep over it because by the time I wake up in the morning, God will speak to me and I will know the direction. But if I react the way I'm feeling, everything will go wrong. Let them know that you are safe. Thank you for coming to me with this. Presence. P is for presence. Build that connection with them. If you don't connect with them, there's nothing you are saying. It's falling. It's not even entering, not to talk of entering here and coming out of here. Connect with them every day. I'll give you an example. You can ride with them in the car and just start talking about, this pornography matter. I heard that people are now doing things on Discord and they'll say, Mommy, how do you know Discord? They say, you think I don't know Discord? Stay there. I know Discord. I even know this and this and that. How do you know that? Okay, then they'll start asking questions. Mommy, do you know this? Do you know this? Do you know that? They started telling you everything. They'll now start testing your knowledge. You say, I've not heard about that one. Tell me about it. They'll tell you. That's how, in this part of the world, that's how police works. Police will never come to you and say, we found evidence of this. No, they will ask you some leading, open-ended question. By yourself, you will vomit the answer. You will confess. You will confess before you know it. I use it with my children all the time. Just ask some leading questions. Do it in a fun way. While you are cooking in the kitchen, just ask them things. Check in. Try to spend 15 minutes with each child every day. That's how you build connection. That is how you build connection. At Thriving African Families, we run a parenting workshop, and every day we send parents daily bonding activities they can do with their children. It can just be arranging groceries together, shoveling snow, cleaning the store, taking out the garbage together. Work with them to go and throw the dustbin away. While you are there, you say, what's even happening in this neighborhood? I've not seen so and so and so. They will start telling you, he's grounded. Grounded. What did he do? They will tell you everything that happened. That's how you know. You have to be present. I know you're busy. I know you work 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs. You have businesses. You are very busy. But you cannot be too busy to spend 15 minutes a day with your children. If connection is missing daily, communication will also be missing in crisis. If you're not connecting with them every day, when they see something unusual online, when somebody initiates a conversation, remember I said morality is not a problem. Something in them is nudging them that this is wrong, but there was no avenue to run it by you. You were too busy, so they could not check in with you. So they carried it for 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 1 year, 3 years. How can somebody be watching pornography for 3 years and you did not know? And you are in the house, mommy, there was no opportunity to connect. You did not have daily check-ins. That information should have fallen into your lap easily if you were checking in. So block out 15 minutes in your day, and I'm giving you a practical tip now. Tell yourself, I know a parent that from 8 p.m., you cannot get her between 8 to 8:30. That is the time that she connects with her children. Between 8 and 8:30, no matter who you are, you will not get her, even if you are 911. She has blocked out that time in her day to do an activity with her child. It could be reading a bedtime story. It could be arranging something together. It could be fixing a task and all those things. Block out that time in your calendar. If it's not calendarized, it doesn't get done. You make excuses and you miss it. E is for empathy. Replace judgment with understanding. Instead of saying, hey, why did you do that? Tell them, help me understand what happened. These are simple questions that do not even trigger or aggravate you. Help me understand what happened. Help me understand. In case of judgment, you say, help me. Don't say, I don't understand. I don't understand is even help me understand. I don't understand. You're already getting angry. Your volume is rising. Just say, help me understand, or say, I see. Tell me more. My favorite is tell me more. Once I say, I see, tell me more. Is that how you feel? Yes. Tell me more. I can understand that. That is the language of empathy. I can understand that. Tell me what happened. Help me understand this some more. Don't shame them. How can you watch it? It's disgusting. Oh, come on. They already know that. No shame, no guilt. You mean you did that? I'm disappointed in you. No, don't say that. Don't say that. They're killing their spirit and they're shutting down. Then they'll withdraw into shame. The prodigal son, he was not ashamed to go back home. That is my ultimate example for you when it comes to connection. He messed up, he blew it. That was a bad situation. If we study that as a case study, repair shouldn't have happened. But he was not ashamed to go home. And he said, I know my father. Your children should be able to say, I know my mother. Even though I stole that money in school, I know I can go home. I will not get away with it. I know that there will be consequences, but at least I can go home. That's emotional safety. No guilt, no punishment. No punishment. I'm not saying get away with it. They will never get away with it now. Come on, you have to address it, right? But discipline is not punishment. Discipline is teaching, is training. No punishment. When you punish the child for being honest about something that happens sexually or online, they will never come back until they're adults. Even as adults, some people were abused when they were children and their parents still don't know. Some parents have even died and they never heard the story. 30 years after, the person has now healed and is opening up. Then the whole world will say, where have you been since? She has been healing. He has been processed. Don't ask that kind of question. No punishment. There will be consequences, but make sure it's not immediate. Because when you issue immediate consequences, your child sees it as punishment. When you are high in judgment, your children will be low in honesty. When you are high in judgment, they will start lying. That's why children lie. They lie to protect themselves. Remember, I told you, their brain works to protect. Even yours, your brain works to protect. You will lie to get yourself out of a sticky situation. People lie in court, even under oath. If your judgment is high, honesty falls. So don't judge so that they can be fully honest with you. That's why when my son came and said, I'm so sorry, I'm ashamed of my behavior, I said, I'm not ashamed of you. I will never be ashamed of you, no matter what you do. However, he also knows, and we've told him, if you commit a crime, we will hand you over to the police. We'll come and visit you in prison. The first day we said that, he said, I don't want a criminal record. I said, that's on you. It's your name. I have my own name. It's your name. If you commit a crime, there's no cover up in this family. You will follow the law and go away. He said, no, I'd rather not. I said, let me translate. What that means is it's up to you. It's up to you. A is for authenticity. You have to model what you want to see. You see this thing about emotional regulation as parents, you have to become an expert at it. If you have to smile, you see that your smile, you will fake it, so that your child can receive that safety. And then you go and think about it and you come back and say, I've thought about it. This is what we have decided. That's different from judgment. That's different from punishment. You are modeling what you want them to do. So they also have time to, you are teaching them that this is how you process problems as you grow up. If you are wrong, apologize. If you yelled at them yesterday, apologize. Say, I'm sorry, I screamed when you said it. There are some things that in the past, when my son says, I say, hey, I'll not say, sorry. You say, mommy. But I don't do that anymore. And I'll say, oh, sorry, continue. Say, I don't think I should continue, because you're already alarmed. I say, no, that was just a reflex action. I apologize. Tell me more. And then he will continue. Even for my toddler. So I have a 12-year-old and I have a 6-year-old. Same thing. Express your emotions calmly. Why are you shouting? Why are you putting your hand on your head? Why are you screaming? What is it? Who died? Calm down. Even if somebody died, you still have to follow the law now. You can't go to a law court and be shouting at a judge. They'll remove you for contempt of court straight. Don't be shouting. Please, we have to be calm and we have to show them respect. Even in their wrongdoing, our teaching, our discipline has to be respectful. Let them know you have respect and regard for them. Don't knock them down at a time that they are weak and vulnerable. Don't do that. It's like hitting a wounded soldier. They're already wounded. When my son came to me, I saw the wound. I saw the tears. That's not the time for lecture. All you need at that time is love. He still followed the consequence. So he still observed the consequence. So just so you know, he still observed the consequence. Your child learns more from how you respond than what you say. It's the how before the what. Hey, what was her first reaction? What was his first reaction? My daddy was just quiet. The child will not be able to sleep. You were quiet. Your quiet will say more than your words. They'll be waiting for you. Mommy, say something now. Daddy, I greeted you. You didn't answer. It's how you respond that comes before what you say. And the final one is K. Keep the communication open. Be approachable. Stay calm. Stay available. They know they have 15 minutes with you every day. So no matter how busy your life is, they know you will come back to them just before bedtime or come to them first thing in the morning. I have one of my children loves a first thing in the morning kind of touch point. So after he has taken his shower and he has cleared his head, he will now be following me around the house. Sometimes he's even irritated. I'll be like, go and dress up. Look at the time. He say, I wanted to chat with you. The moment he says that, you know my mind is on, let's go to school, let's go to work. The moment he says that, I see that the window has opened and I calm down and I say, oh, what's going on? Then he will now launch into the story. And as I'm doing that, I'm doing something else because I have to stay approachable and accessible to him. What if you've made a mistake and your child has shut down? What do? Well, you don't build trust in a day. Okay? So don't just come and apologize one day and expect that everything will be okay. No. This is a lot of trauma. Give them time to process your apology too. And use the language of apology. Tell them that you haven't always made it easy, but you are learning. I'm sorry I overreacted yesterday, but I'm learning that that's not the right way. So can we start this again? Let's try again. And if they say, I don't feel like talking about it now, respect that. Remember, you have to be respectful. Respect that and say, okay, when will be a good time for us to chat? How about tomorrow or Saturday? The child will say, okay. That's good. That's great. And hold them accountable. Saturday morning, you come back and say, good morning. How far? Can we talk about that issue? No, I don't want to talk. But you told me Saturday now. Agreement is agreement. And then you start talking about it. Or if they only say 1 or 2 sentences, please take that and go. You don't have to press them to vomit everything. Come back again next week. For teenagers, please don't interrogate them. They are not in court. Don't interrogate them. Ask soft questions. Use your side-by-side moments. The time that you are driving, you are walking, you are doing tasks together, you are doing chores together. Use those moments and be emotionally available because sometimes, especially preteens and teenagers, when their tap is on, yours may not be on. So you have to be able to detect those moments and switch to their channel when they come to you. You will leave everything you are doing and focus on them. And say, tell me more. I see. Is that how you feel? Interesting. Help me understand how you are thinking. And then they will start to speak. One mother told me that her daughter would just come and lie down on her bed while she's studying. She won't say anything. The girl will just lie down there. Are you okay? Yes. What happened? Nothing. You want to say anything? No. She's just sitting and watching her mom doing her assignments and studying because the mom was in school. The girl will do that for like 3 days before she finally opens up. But as a mom, you don't have to prod. Or as a father, you don't have to prod. When they are not ready, allow them to come around. They are testing your safety level. They are testing it. When you now consistently show that you can be trusted and they feel safe, then they will open up. So listen first, then you respond. When a teenager comes to you, you listen first. You can even be silent. Silence is allowed. If they say, what are you thinking? You say, I'm just processing everything you are saying. Listen. Then you can now respond. And finally, our children don't need us to be perfect. They just need that safety with us. They should be able to cook with us. They should be able to talk with us without being berated, without being preached at. And when you're having these safety conversations with them, it's not Bible study time. It's not family altar time. Stick to the facts and information. Don't bring in spirituality. Wrong timing. Good message, wrong timing. Because they will now associate everything you say with spirituality and they will switch off. We can teach our children so many things, but if they're afraid of us, they will remain silent. You will not know when they've been exposed. And I want you to know that you cannot protect them from digital harm. You cannot protect them from digital harm. You can only prepare them and equip them to navigate when they encounter those things. You can't protect them from digital harm. You can only prepare them to navigate when they encounter those things.